Let's begin by offering our respects to ISKCON founder Acharya and our preeminent Shiksha Guru, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
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 Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Vishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Hey Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swa Padantikam Vande Ham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpataruvyaschа Kripa Sindhu Vyaevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Namo Bhagavate
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya.
Vasudevaya.
Okay, so we welcome all of you to our weekly Krishna book classes. Thank you very much for joining. We have with us here Aja, Deepa Vijay Kumar, Devina. Then there are some letters and numbers. I don't know who you are. Then we have Dipti Adnani, Divya, Durga Prasad, Hari Kumarishwaran, Jagrati, Jay Radhetela, Joli Nandwani, Kamala Nandini Mataji. We have Anjali Karnani, Karuna, Lavina Dadlani, Manju Nihalani. Then we have Makeshwari Mataji, Meenakshi, N.C. Venkachari, Naresh Budrani. Auntie Nita is there. We have Priyanka Jha. My husband is there. My parents are there. Then we have Ranjit Das, we have Ritu Lalwani, Romi, we have Lavina, we have Shailesh Latkar, Shantaram Latkar, Sheetal Latkar. Then we have Shivani, then we have Shri Radhe Hari Devidasi, we have Swapna Latkar, Upasna Dalai, Vivansh, and Wendy Perez. Okay. So, are we ready for the exam based on the homework from the previous week?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the exam is coming up in your chat.
No,
Right now.
timer is also not on. Yeah.
And your timer starts now.
Mataji, can you please share it with me? I can't see it.
Okay, I'm sharing it again in the chat. Here goes.
Thank you. I can't see it, Mataji.
Are you able to access the chat on your Zoom?
Let me check once again. No, I cannot see it.
You cannot see the chat in your Zoom?
No. Now, yeah.
Okay.
Mataji, even I cannot access it to
No, I
still.
cannot.
I cannot open the form still.
Can others open the form?
Yes, Mataji, you sent 3 times. All 3
Yeah.
times I can access.
Okay, let me try with my phone maybe. I
Okay.
could not access it to the
Okay.
I cannot.
Mataji, could you please send once again, please?
Yes. 1 second.
So sorry.
No problem. Okay, there it is in your chat. Can you see it now?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll share it in your WhatsApp then. 1 second. Give me a
Okay.
second.
Okay.
Open it here.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just submitted my quiz.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Okay, Divya and Anjali, I've shared it to your WhatsApp.
Yeah, I got it now. Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome.
So Hare Krishna Mataji, I submitted. Can I join in 5 minutes?
Yeah, 10:15. I mean, yeah, 5 minutes from now we will start the class.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so time is up. Hope you have all submitted. So tell me, how do you feel about these extra reading that you have to do outside the Krishna book? Are you enjoying it or you don't quite like it? What is the feedback? I would like to know.
We are enjoying it.
I think
Yeah,
it's really
enjoying it.
nice.
Nice.
It's really nice.
It's like we can yeah, it's nice.
Okay. So we continue with it, right?
Very nice, but very too much information. So it's like very confusing.
Yeah. Yes, it is. But we train our brain that way, no? That's how we, like when we go to the gym, we start by lifting lesser weights and then we increase our capacity. So like that, we can train our brain to learn Shastra. It's not easy to learn Shastra, but we can train ourselves for it. Okay, so let's start today's class. Shailesh, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what do we mean by that we are both? When you
We are
said we are
both
both.
means, see, so one may ask, are we equal to God? So we can say, yes, we are equal to God. At the same time, we are not equal to God. So that is called Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Yes and no at the same time. We are equal and we are not equal at the same time. We are equal to God in quality, but we are not equal to God in quantity. So that is the whole basis of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Okay?
Okay, thanks
You
for
are
the
one with God,
clarification.
at the
I
same
always
time, you are
thought that
not
we
one
are
with
not
God.
equal to God.
What's that?
I always thought that we are not equal to God.
But we are
I
equal to
mean,
God in quality because He is Satchit Ananda. We are also Satchit Ananda. The soul is also eternal, full of bliss and full of knowledge, like God. But in quantity, we are very
perfect.
small, just like a drop of water in the ocean and the entire ocean water. If you see the chemical composition of one drop of water you take from the ocean, it has the same minerals, components as the whole ocean in the whole water in the ocean, right? So in quality, it's the same, but in quantity, there is a vast difference. One drop of water and the vast water in the ocean, like that. Okay?
Right, correct.
All right.
Mataji, that was my question also, but I think it was really well explained comparing to the drop of the ocean.
Okay.
The quality is the same. Thank you.
Okay. So your question is answered via Shailesh's question.
Yes, I'm so grateful about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Naresh, you have your hand raised?
Yeah, my question was that in verse 50 over here, it says everyone should observe this fall down and learn from it. Means even the devotees fall down and they have to learn from it.
Yes, whenever you see the fall down of anyone, whether a devotee or a non-devotee, we learn our lesson, no? We learn our lesson. Bhagavatam is full of stories of how people made mistakes. So we learn from the mistakes of others and we are more on guard. We are careful that we should not make the same mistake as the other person has done. Yes, why not? Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So today, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we begin chapter number 18 from the Krishna book titled Killing the Demon Pralambāsura. So Pralambāsura is another demon that was killed by Balaram. Balaram killed two demons in Vrindavan. So Pralambāsura is the second demon that he killed. Which was the first demon that he killed? Anybody remembers? We already saw in our Krishna book classes.
Aghasura.
The ass
Dhenuka-
demon. The ass
Dhenuka-
demon, yes, Dhenukasura, correct, Dhenukasura. So this is the second demon that Balaram kills in Vrindavan. Let's see. After extinguishing the devastating fire, Krishna, surrounded by his relatives, friends, cows, calves, and bulls, and glorified by his friends singing, again entered Vrindavan, which is always full of cows. While Krishna and Balaram were enjoying life in Vrindavan in the midst of the cowherd boys and girls, the season gradually changed to summer, The summer season in India is not very much welcome because of the excessive heat. But in Vrindavan, everyone was pleased because summer there appeared just like spring. This was possible only because Lord Krishna and Balaram, who are the controllers of even Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, were residing there. In Vrindavan, there are many falls which are always pouring water, and the sound is so sweet that it covers the sound of the crickets. And because water flows all over, the forest always looks very green and beautiful. So, see, because Krishna and Balaram are personally present there, the season is always like spring. Spring is the best of all the seasons. So, because they are personally present, they are not feeling the excessive heat. The residents of Vrindavan are not feeling the excessive heat. Yeah, Hari, you have your hand raised?
I want to know what is this sounds of cricket means what actually? What they're trying to convey here? Insect.
Yeah, yes, the sound of the insect, yes.
Okay.
Sounds of nature are very pleasing to hear, no? That's why, that's the whole point here. The inhabitants of Vrindavan were never disturbed by the scorching heat of the sun or the high summer temperatures. The lakes of Vrindavana are surrounded by green grasses and various kinds of lotus flowers bloom there, such as the Kahlara, Kanja and Utpala, and the air blowing in Vrindavan carries the aromatic pollen of those lotus flowers. When the particles of water from the waves of the Yamuna, the lakes, and the waterfalls touched the bodies of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, they automatically felt a cooling effect. Therefore, they were practically undisturbed by the summer season. Vrindavan is such a nice place. Flowers are always blooming, and there are even various kinds of decorated deer. Birds are chirping, peacocks are crowing and dancing, and bees are humming. The cuckoos there sing nicely in 5 kinds of tunes. Kṛṣṇa, the reservoir of pleasure, blowing his flute, accompanied by his elder brother Balaram and the other cowherd boys and the cows, entered the beautiful forest of Vrindavan to enjoy the atmosphere. They walked into the midst of newly grown leaves of trees whose flowers resemble peacock feathers. They were garlanded by those flowers and decorated with saffron chalk. Sometimes they were dancing and singing, and sometimes wrestling with one another. While Krishna danced, some of the cowherd boys sang and others played on flutes. Some bugled on buffalo horns or clapped their hands, praising Krishna. Dear brother, you are dancing very nicely. Actually, all these boys were demigods, descended from higher planets to assist Krishna in his pastimes. The demigods, garbed in the dress of the cowherd boys, were encouraging Krishna in his dancing, just as one artist encourages another with praise. So, see, the boys are having such a nice lovely time in their childhood. And all these Gopa friends of Krishna, they are not ordinary living entities. They are all demigods who have come from the higher planets to assist Krishna in his pastimes. Up to that time, neither Balaram nor Krishna had undergone the hair cutting ceremony. Therefore, their hair was clustered like crow's feathers. They were always playing hide and seek with their boyfriends or jumping or fighting with them. Sometimes, while his friends were chanting and dancing, Krishna would praise them. My dear friends, you are dancing and singing very nicely. The boys played at the catching ball with fruits such as bale and amalaka. They played blind man's buff, challenging and touching one another. Sometimes they imitated the forest deer and various kinds of birds. They joked with one another by imitating croaking frogs, and they enjoyed swinging underneath the trees. Sometimes they would play amongst themselves like a king and his subjects. In this way, Balaram and Krishna, along with all their friends, played all kinds of sports and enjoyed the soothing atmosphere of Vrindavan, full of rivers, lakes, rivulets, fine trees, and excellent gardens filled with fruits and flowers. Once, while the boys were engaged in their transcendental pastimes, a great demon of the name Pralambāsura entered their company, desiring to kidnap both Balaram and Krishna. Although Krishna was playing the part of a cowherd boy, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could understand everything, past, present, and future. So when Pralambāsura entered their company, Krishna began to think how to kill the demon, but externally he received him as a friend. Oh, my dear friend, he said, it is very good that you have come to take part in our pastimes. Krishna then called all his friends and ordered them. Now we shall play in pairs. We shall challenge one another in pairs. With this proposal, all the boys assembled together. Some of them took the side of Krishna and some of them took the side of Balaram, and they arranged to play in duel. They defeated members in duel fighting. The defeated members in duel fighting had to carry the victorious members on their backs as a horse carries its master. They began playing and at the same time tended the cows as they proceeded towards the Bhandirvana forest. So now the boys, they are proceeding to the Bhandirvana forest, and this is the place where actually eventually Pralambāsura was killed, no? In Bhandirvan. We discussed how there are 12 forests in the Vraja area. So now they have gone to this particular forest called as Bhandirvan. So what has happened? Pralambāsura, another demon that has been sent by Kamsa, he comes there and he desires to kidnap both Balaram and Krishna. And he has changed his form. No, he has come as a cowherd boy. Actually, that day, the Acharyas explain that one of the cowherd boys, one of the Gopa friends, he did not come out to play that day. He stayed back at home for some reason. I think because he was sick, he was unwell. So therefore, Pralambāsura has taken the form of that cowherd boy and he has come to play with the Gopas. And nobody suspected that actually this is not that particular cowherd boy, this is a demon, except for Krishna. Krishna, although he appears or he's playing the part of a cowherd boy, but because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could understand that actually Pralambāsura is a demon. So now they have split into two teams, they are playing a game. And they come to the conclusion that the losing party has to carry the winning party on their backs. Yes, Hari, you have your hand raised.
So only Krishna knows that the kid who has come is a demon. So Balaram, until now, he is not aware of this, right? That's how we need to interpret this.
Actually, see, Prabhupada said that there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram. Balaram also knows everything, but here particularly it is stated that Krishna knew. It's not stated
Okay.
about Balaram, but one understands that there is no difference between Krishna and Balaram.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. One second. Shailesh, you have your hand raised?
Later on, they say that Balram was surprised by the change in form. Just to add to the question that was asked.
Okay, so we'll see that when we come to that. Let's see. The party of Balaram, accompanied by Sridhama and Vrishabha, came out victorious. So which party has won? Krishna's party or Balaram's party?
Balaram's party.
Balaram's party has won and Krishna's party has lost. So which
Lost.
party has to carry which party on the backs?
Krishna's party has
Krishna
to carry
party.
Balaram's party.
Yes, Krishna's party has to carry Balaram's party on the back. No? Okay, the party of Balaram, accompanied by Sridhama and Vrishabha, came out victorious and Krishna's party had to carry them on their backs through the Bhandirvana forest. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, being defeated, had to carry Sridhama on his back and Bhadrasena carried Vrishabha. Imitating their play, Pralambāsura, who appeared there as a cowherd boy, carried Balaram on his back. Pralambāsura was the greatest of the demons and he had calculated that Krishna was the most powerful of the cowherd boys. So see, the Acharya explained that actually at this point Pralambāsura, he became afraid. He was afraid of Krishna. So he said, okay, let me kidnap Balaram. When I kidnap Balaram, then automatically Krishna will be affected. Automatically all the cowherd boys will be affected. No? So his plan was, Krishna is too powerful. So let me kidnap Balaram. So Krishna had to carry Sridhama. Sridhama is actually the brother of Srimati Radharani. In order to avoid the company of Krishna, Pralambāsura carried Balaram far away. The demon was undoubtedly very strong and powerful, but he was carrying Balaram, who is compared to a mountain. Therefore, he began to feel the burden, and thus he assumed his real form. When he appeared in his real feature, he was decorated with a golden helmet and earrings and looked just like a cloud with lightning carrying the moon, Balaram. Balaram observed the demon's body expanding up to the limits of the clouds, his eyes dazzling like blazing fire and his mouth flashing with sharpened teeth. So now the demon has come to his real form, and see, he's expanding to the limits of the clouds. So much he has expanded. And he has carried Balaram far away. So he's taken him far away from that Bhandirvan forest, far away from the shores of the Yamuna. And he's taking Balaram there. Okay, here it says, at first Balaram was surprised by the demon's appearance, and he began to wonder, how is it that all of a sudden this carrier has changed in every way? But with a clear mind, he could quickly understand that he was being carried away from his friends by a demon who intended to kill him. Immediately, he struck the head of the demon with his strong fist, just as the king of the heavenly planet strikes a mountain with his thunderbolt. So yes, it says here that Balaram was surprised by the demon's appearance, and the acharyas explained that the reason why Balaram was surprised was because at this point he's thinking that this demon is with me, which means that there must be some other demon with Krishna, no? And that was his concern. That was Balaram's concern at this particular point. So he's saying, how is it that all of a sudden this carrier has changed in every way? But with a clear mind, he could quickly understand that he was being carried away from his demons by a demon who intended to kill him. So what did Balaram do? Immediately he has struck the head of the demon with his strong fist. And that is compared to how the king of the heavenly planets strikes a mountain with his thunderbolt. So who's the king of the heavenly planets?
Indradev.
Indradev. And he, when he strikes the mountains by his weapon, what is the weapon that he uses?
Vajrayudha.
Vajra, no? Yes, it is described that this Vajra is so powerful that if it hits a mountain, it will completely pulverize the mountain, reduce it to powder. So that's the kind of force that Balaram has used on the head of Pralambāsura. So his head, it is described that his head was completely broken and the earth trembled when Pralambāsura fell. Yeah, Aja, you have your hand raised?
Yes, Mataji. Why he want to kill Krishna and disturb the Gopas?
Because he is sent by Kamsa, no? Kamsa
Yes.
sends many demons. He is one of the demons that are sent by Kamsa.
Okay.
Stricken by the fist of
Mataji?
Balaram. Yes.
Mataji, that means the force of Balram's fist was as strong as the weapon used by Indraji?
Yes. That's the
It was just the
comparison made here.
force. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Stricken by the fist of Balaram, the demon fell down dead, just like a snake with a smashed head, and blood poured from his mouth. When the demon fell, he made a tremendous sound, and it sounded as if a great hill were falling upon being struck by the thunderbolt of King Indra. All the boys then rushed to the spot. Astonished by the ghastly scene, they began to praise Balaram with the words, "Well done, well done." All of them then embraced Balaram with great affection, thinking that he had returned from death, and they offered their blessings and congratulations. All the demigods in the heavenly planets became very satisfied and showered flowers on the transcendental body of Balaram, and they also offered their blessings and congratulations for his having killed the great demon Pralambāsura. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 18th chapter of Kṛṣṇa, killing the demon Pralambāsura. So it is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur that when Pralambāsura was killed, a great effulgence left the demon and merged into Lord Balaram. So this was witnessed by all the demigods. And then the demigods showered flowers from the sky.
So can I ask?
Yes, Hari.
So there is some backstory that why Pralambāsura was killed by Balaram, right?
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
this backstory is there? Okay.
Yes. Right now we are seeing
that is the reason Krishna did not kill Pralambāsura. So there is a reason. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we will see here in the past life of Pralambāsura. We will answer this question. So let's see the past life of Pralambāsura from the Garga Samhita, Canto 4, Chapter 20, verses 13 to 24. A great effulgence left the demon and merged into Lord Balaram. Then the demigod showered flowers from the Nandana gardens. O King of Kings, then sounds of victory, victory fill the heaven and earth. O King, now that I have recounted for you this wonderful pastime of Lord Balaram, what more do you wish to hear? Sri Bahulasva said, O sage, who was the ferocious demon Pralamba in his previous birth, that he was able to attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand? Sri Narada said, to worship Lord Shiva, one day the Yaksha king Kuvera had the Yakshas place here and there in his beautiful forest many Raksha amulets made of flowers. When some of the flowers were stolen, the powerful Yaksha king Kuvera spoke a curse. He said, any demigod or human that takes any of these flowers will become a demon. This is my curse. Then the Gandharva Vijaya, who was the son of Huhu, walking on a pilgrimage to many holy places and singing Lord Vishnu's glories as he went, came to Chaitraratha forest. Unaware of the curse, the Gandharva, veena in hand, took some of the Sumana flowers there. At once he left his Gandharva body and became a demon. At once he took shelter of the great soul Kuvera. With folded hands he bowed down and presented his appeal. Pleased with him, Kuvera blessed him. You are a peaceful-hearted devotee of Lord Vishnu. O respectful one, please do not lament. At the end of Dwapara Yuga, in Bhandirvana forest, by the Yamuna shore, you will attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand. Of this there is no doubt. Sri Narada said, in this way, Huhu's Gandharva's son became a great demon and by Kuvera's grace attained liberation. So this is the reason why he attained liberation with by the hands of Balaram, because of this blessing by Kuvera.
Who was who?
Gandharva Vijaya, the past life of.
Yeah, Gandharvas are the musicians of the higher planetary systems. They are the musicians of the heavenly planets.
So by mistake he took the flower. That is why he was became a demon. It's by mistake just then.
Somehow he took the flower. It's not mentioned why, but somehow he took some of the flowers there. But he was not aware of the curse. That's the point.
Okay, fine.
Okay, yeah, Shailesh?
It doesn't say why he merged into Balram.
He attained liberation because of the blessings that, here it is now. At the end of Dwapara Yuga, in Bhandirvana's forest by Yamuna shore, you will attain liberation by Lord Balaram's hand.
But the effulgence merged into Balram.
That means he got liberation.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so what is the anartha that Pralambāsura represents? Now, as we already discussed, anartha, every demon represents an anartha. Anartha means that which has no artha, that which has no meaning, that which is useless, no, that which is an impediment in our progress in our spiritual life. So let us see what is the anartha that that Pralambāsura represents, who was killed by Balaram. So he represents the anartha of coward form of Buddhist philosophy or Mayavad. Let us read the translation from Kṛṣṇa Samhita. The rascal Pralambāsura, who stole away the reservoir of all living entities and who personified the coward form of Buddhist philosophy, Mayavad, was sent by the atheist Kamsa and killed by Baladev. So what has Pralambāsura done? He has tried to kidnap the reservoir of all living entities. So he has tried to kidnap Balaram. And Balaram actually represents which tattva?
Guru Tattva.
Guru Tattva,
Tattva.
yes, very nice. So Balaram actually represents Guru Tattva, and Guru is the source of spiritual strength. All of us derive our spiritual strength from our spiritual masters, no? So Guru is the source of our spiritual strength. So Pralambāsura, by kidnapping or by trying to kidnap Balaram, he has attacked the very faith of the living entities. That's what it denotes, no? Pralambāsura has attacked faith, the very source of the spiritual strength. See here again from Krishna Samhita 8.23. The impersonalists desire to merge the soul in the impersonal Brahman. In other words, searching for the liberation of complete merging is the defect of stealing the self because there is no happiness in this state. Neither the living entity nor the Lord gain anything from this. So we know that the Mayavadis, they are impersonalists. No, they are impersonalists. And what is explained here is when one merges in the soul is the defect. Why is it a defect? Because there is no happiness in this state. There is no happiness in this state. Why there is no happiness in this state is because when we merge in the Brahma Jyoti, then we only exist. All that we are doing is we are existing in that light. We are only existing in that Brahma Jyoti. There is no interaction with the Lord. So when we are only existing, there can be a lot of peace. There can be a lot of peace. But because there is no activity to do, then we get bored at some point of time. No, so then we are not happy. Then we are not happy. So this is why here Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains that there is no happiness in that state. Neither the living entity nor the Lord gain anything from this. But when we get the other kinds of liberation, we have already discussed there are 5 kinds of liberation. And the least important that a devotee would never accept in any condition is the merging of the soul into the Brahma Jyoti. No, in the other kinds of liberation, which is Salokya, Sarupya, Samipya, and Sarshti, at least there is some opportunity to render service to the Lord, but actually a devotee does not want any kind of liberation. A devotee's pure desire is only that I want to serve the Lord. Doesn't matter whether he is liberated or whether he is conditioned. It doesn't matter whether he is in the material world or in the spiritual world. But even if a devotee accepts the first 4 kinds of liberation, under no condition would he like to accept merging into the Brahma Jyoti, because there is no opportunity to serve. One is only existing in the light. So here, if we let's now try to understand this. The impersonalist desire to merge the soul in the impersonal Brahman. In other words, searching for the liberation of complete merging is the defect of stealing the self, because there is no happiness in this state. Neither the living entity nor the Lord gain from this. So Pralambāsura, by trying to kidnap Balaram, he has what he does is he has moved the guru out of the playing field. So what happens when we desire to enjoy, see, merging into the Brahma Jyoti means we are desiring peace for ourselves, or we want to the Mayavad philosophy means what? The Mayavad philosophy teaches that you are God, I am God, we are all God, and we are all equal to God. No, we are all equal to God. So when the Mayavad philosopher says that we are all equal to God, it means that one is desiring to enjoy like God. One is desiring to be like God. One is desiring to be God. No, but the Vaishnava philosophy is we cannot enjoy like God. We cannot enjoy independent of God. We can enjoy with the Lord. We can enjoy with Krishna. We can enjoy being in the association of Krishna. We cannot enjoy independent of Krishna. No. So the whole Mayavad philosophy is based on I want to enjoy. So what happens when we want to enjoy sense gratification, when we still want to enjoy the meat eating, intoxication, illicit relationships, and gambling, then what we do, we keep the guru away. We don't want to surrender to a guru. We don't want to accept a guru, because to the guru, when we accept a guru, then we have to promise to the guru, no more meat eating, no more intoxication, no more illicit relationships, and no more gambling. But when we are hesitant to surrender to a guru, it's because I still want to enjoy in this material world. I still want to commit these sinful activities. So we keep the guru away from us. So what what Pralambāsura has done by trying to kidnap Balaram, what that denotes is that he has kept the guru away from the playing field so that one can enjoy sense gratificatory activities. Okay, is it too complicated?
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes.
Just came in my mind. So, the people who are with Krishna is permanently they are God, not God. They are God, right? They God? Are they God?
We read in today's chapter, no, how the Gopa friends of Krishna, they are they are demigods, they are the devatas who have come to assist the Lord in his pastimes.
Demigods. Okay. So then, if we merge to the Jyoti, we don't have happiness or sorrow, anything. We are just still, right? So, and we don't enjoy for a long time. That's where downfall happens.
Yes.
But even when we are with and in another planet, in another universe, again this thing is happening, right now. It must be happening somewhere in the universe, Krishna, and what I'm talking is what the story what we are reading. Okay.
Yes.
So they are constantly having this pleasure and pain. Again, those gopas and gopis with Krishna, when these bad things happen, they still have that pain and fear, right?
There is no question of any pain when Krishna is present because Krishna takes away all the pain. There is no question. They have anxiety. They are going through anxiety because demons are coming. So temporarily they are facing some anxiety, but that anxiety is not material anxiety. Even that anxiety is spiritual anxiety. Just as how a mother may undergo some difficulties in raising a child, no? But is that really a difficulty for the mother? Or she's happy because she's getting that opportunity?
She will forget afterwards, but yeah, she will forget afterwards. I agree that, but
so it is a transcendental. We have to understand that the anxiety or the so-called inconvenience, it may appear to be inconvenience, is not an inconvenience at all. It's transcendental, it is spiritual. They are enjoying that anxiety. They like it.
Okay, so what you're saying, what I understood is, it's not the same kind of pain and pleasure that we are having, right?
Exactly, yes. What the pain and pleasure we see in the material world is um, is is something that that brings tears. No, it's painful. Actually, it's painful. But for the devotees of Krishna, wherever there is Krishna, there is no question of any pain. There is only pleasure. There is only joy. The anxiety that they go through is transcendental. It is spiritual. It's like tears of joy. So one may associate tears with sadness, but there's something called tears of joy, which are not giving you pain. Actually, you're happy. That's why tears are coming out like that. Something like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, Shivani, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. I have two questions. The last sentence you said, Paramasur, that he took Balram away. Something to that sort you said. I didn't understand. Can you please clarify that?
See, let's. Pralambāsura represents the fault of the Mayavad philosophy. Okay, see here. So what is the fault in the Mayavad philosophy? Mayavad philosophy says we can become God. Okay. Anyone can become Ram, Krishna, like that. That's their philosophy. So when one wants to become God, then one wants to enjoy. One wants to engage in sense gratification. Because the Vaishnava philosophy is we can enjoy with Krishna. We cannot enjoy independent of Krishna. There is nothing that can be done independent of Krishna. Okay, we are all dependent on Krishna. So what happens when we want to enjoy, when we want to engage in sense gratification, then we do not want to accept a guru. We do not want to surrender to a guru. Because when we surrender to guru, we promise no meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit relationships, and no gambling. Okay. So Pralambāsura kidnapping or trying to kidnap Balaram means that Pralambāsura is keeping the guru out of the playing field, keeping the guru out of our life because I want to enjoy in sense gratification. That is the mindset of a person who wants to engage in sense gratificatory activities. I want to do this, therefore I will keep the guru away. And that is what Pralambāsura trying to kidnap Balaram represents.
Thank you so much for explaining. So grateful to you. Also, can you please, you said there are 5 different kind of liberations. Can you talk about that?
Okay, so the 5 kinds of liberations are Sarupya, Samipya, Sashti, Salokya, and Sayugya. So what are these? Sarupya means you get the same form as the Lord. Sarupya. Rupa means form. Sarupya. Then Samipya means you are having close association with the Lord. No, Samipya, you are in close association with the Lord. Salokya means you're living on the same planet. Salokya, loka means planet. So you're on the same loka, you're on the same planet as the Lord. Sashti means you have the same opulence as the Lord. And Sayugya means you merge into the Brahman effulgence. These are the 5 kinds of liberation.
Thank you so much. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, Lavina.
What's the difference between merging the soul in impersonal Brahma and in Krishna, merging in Krishna or merging in Balarama?
So when you go into the body of Krishna, that merging, okay, let's take the example of Aghasura. It is described that when Aghasura was killed, everybody saw the soul merging into the body of Krishna, but he attained a special liberation, which is called as Vimukti. So what was the special liberation of Aghasura was that Krishna entered into the body of Aghasura. Everybody wants to enter Krishna or merge into Krishna or merge into Balaram or whatever, but Krishna has entered into the body of Aghasura. So that was his special liberation. Okay, so after that, he attained special liberation even though he merged into the body of Krishna. So when one merges into the body of Krishna, it may be Sayugya Mukti, or one can also progress and get another kind of Mukti, as it happened in the case of Aghasura. But when one merges into the Brahma Jyoti, then one is just existing in the Brahma Jyoti. Then one gets bored at some point and then he falls down again. But when one gets the other 4 kinds of Mukti, then one does not fall down again. So in the case of Aghasura, first he merged into Krishna, but then he got Vimukti. It is described by the Acharyas.
Okay.
So that can happen as a special case.
So that means that one should means a person who is merging with the soul of Krishna only is the best, I think so. Or Balarama also.
No. Why to merge? Why to merge? One must try to get residence in Vaikuntha planets or residence in Goloka planets where you are where you are enjoying with Krishna. You're not just existing, but there is interaction. Say in Goloka, one is playing with Krishna as a cowherd boy. All these pastimes that you're reading here, Krishna playing with the cowherd boys in these Vrindavan forests, these are eternal pastimes that are going on in Goloka. So there is so much enjoyment with Krishna. It's always blissful. And the bliss in the spiritual world is ever increasing bliss. Ever increasing bliss. In Vaikuntha planets, everybody has a special service that nobody else has. Everybody has their exclusive seva. Like somebody is bringing flowers for the Lord every day. Somebody is singing for the Lord every day. Somebody is dancing for the Lord every day. Somebody is composing prayers. No, like that. Everybody has exclusive service in Vaikuntha. But when you merge into the Brahma Jyoti, then there is no service. You're just existing. So why to merge only first of all?
Okay.
You can go to the place. Salokya means you're in the same planet as the Lord. So then you are having active service. But if you are thinking that God is impersonal, God is not a person, He's only a light, then you're only going to exist in the light. What kind of interaction you can have? It's like a father and a child meeting after many years. No? So the soul is merging into the Brahma Jyoti. You're meeting, but you're just there. Father and son are facing each other, but you cannot embrace. It's like that. You have attained the Lord, you have attained the light of the Lord, you have attained the Lord in that sense, but there is no service. So you cannot, imagine a father and child meeting after so many years, but they cannot embrace each other. They just stand facing each other, that's all. So is there pleasure? Is there joy?
No. Surely not. Thank you so much, Mataji.
You're welcome. Priyanka, you have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna Mataji, I have several questions. Can you please explain how it is the covered form of Buddhist philosophy?
I knew you were going to ask that question. I knew you will ask that question. So yes, how it is, very nice question, very observant. So how is Mayavad the covered form of Buddhist philosophy? Let's try to understand. See, there was a point in time when the whole of India started to engage in meat eating, very heavy meat eating. And even the Brahmanas, they were engaging in this meat eating, and they gave the excuse that it is allowed in the Vedas. No? Now, is it allowed in the Vedas? Actually, yes, meat eating is allowed in the Vedas, but not for Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, it is completely prohibited. Meat eating is completely prohibited. So let's not get any ideas. But what do the Vedas state? See, because the Vedas are all inclusive. Vedas do not want to leave anyone out. No, they want to give the mercy to everyone. And there are so many different kinds of people. There are people who cannot give up meat eating. So there is a provision in the Vedas even for such people if they are very, very much attached to meat eating. So what is a provision? The Vedas state that one can, but not Kali Yuga, again I repeat, okay? So the Vedas state that one can engage in meat eating once a month, provided the animal to be eaten is killed in a temple of goddess Kali, because she is the only one who would accept meat, okay? So this provision is there in the Vedas for those who cannot give up meat eating. So if the animal is slaughtered once a month, in a temple of goddess Kali, and certain prayers have to be recited. And what is a prayer that has to be recited? In this lifetime, I am killing you. He has to tell the animal. And then in the next lifetime, you can kill me. That is the prayer that is said. Okay. So anyway, under the pretext of the Vedas, there was this point when everybody was engaged in meat eating in the country. Now then, therefore, to stop this widespread madness of eating meat, basing the argument on the Vedas, then therefore Buddha came. He appeared with this mission that he wants to stop this madness in the country. Okay, so because he came with this, see, every avatar comes with a certain mission. Okay, so when Buddha came, his mission was to stop this widespread meat eating and killing of the animals. So therefore, Buddha preached ahimsa. He preached that there should be no killing, ahimsa, no, complete peace, complete non-violence. And because these Brahmanas were giving the pretext of the Vedas, he said, do not follow the Vedas for this particular reason. Right? Now, Srimad Bhagavatam does recognize Buddha as a bona fide incarnation of the Lord. But we do not follow his instructions because he said, do not follow the Vedas. But why he said do not follow the Vedas was because he wanted to stop the animal killing that was going on. And because people were engaging in animal killing and meat eating to such a great extent that they did not understand the finer aspects of Shastra. It was impossible to teach them the finer aspects of Shastra. How Shastra is allowing meat eating, no? Because you cannot misinterpret the Shastra. But because they were so much into meat eating that their brains, their minds were so contaminated that they could not understand the finer aspects of Shastra. So therefore Buddha said, do not follow the Vedas. Okay. So now when he established ahimsa and he stopped this animal killing, no, then came Shankaracharya. Now, what did Shankaracharya? Shankaracharya is the chief exponent of the Mayavad philosophy. No, he's the chief exponent of the Mayavad philosophy. And Shankaracharya, he preached the Mayavad philosophy. Mayavad philosophy is impersonalism. So, see, Buddhist philosophy is voidism. Voidism, what is voidism? Voidism means the whole focus is on you have to stop the material. But there is no focus on the spiritual in voidism, in the Buddhist philosophy. The whole focus is on you have to stop all materialistic activities. You have to stop meat eating like that. That is the whole focus. And Maya philosophy takes you to one particular aspect of the absolute truth, which is the lowest. I mean, it's one, there are three aspects to the absolute truth, no? You have the Brahman realization, Paramatma realization, Bhagavan realization. So he only entered into the Brahman realization. Who? Shankaracharya. And Shankaracharya, he also presented a misinterpretation of the Vedas. Now, why did Shankaracharya do that? Shankaracharya is a bona fide Acharya. So why did he mislead people and why he misinterpreted the Vedas is because he was instructed by the Supreme Lord himself to do that. We will see that now we have a slide here. Let us read this and try to understand. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's a little technical, but let's try to understand. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu criticized Shankaracharya's Sharira Bhashya as imaginary and he pointed out hundreds of faults in it. To defend Shankaracharya, however, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya presented unlimited opposition. So, this was a conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a Mayavad. Okay, so conversation is going on between the two. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has found many faults in the commentary of Shankaracharya. Remember, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Kṛṣṇa himself. So the Bhattacharya presented various types of false arguments with pseudo-logic and tried to defeat his opponent in many ways. However, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu refuted all these arguments and established his own conviction. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the central point of all relationships. Acting in devotional service to Him is one's real occupation, and attainment of love of Godhead is the ultimate goal of life. These three subject matters are described in the Vedic literature. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking about how we have to engage in devotional service to Kṛṣṇa. That is the real occupation. So there is no question of engaging in devotional service when one is only merged into the light. One is only realizing the Brahman effulgence, Brahman aspect of the absolute truth. So this is the whole point that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making. He continues, if one tries to explain the Vedic literature in a different way, he is indulging in imagination. Any interpretation of the self-evident Vedic version is simply imaginary. So Shastra should be presented as it is. You cannot give your own interpretation. If you go with your own interpretation, then it is imaginary. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying. Then very important, see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, actually there is no fault on the part of Shankaracharya. He simply carried out the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He had to imagine some kind of interpretation and therefore he presented a kind of Vedic literature that is full of atheism. So why did he do that? He did it because he carried out the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Shankaracharya is not his fault. He had received that instruction from the Lord to do it. Addressing Lord Shiva. So why? So actually Shankaracharya is Lord Shiva. So addressing Lord Shiva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, please make the general populace averse to me by imagining your own interpretation of the Vedas. Also cover me in such a way that people will take more interest in advancing material civilization just to propagate a population bereft of spiritual knowledge. So the Lord has given this instruction to Lord Shiva that make the general people to have aversion to me by giving your own interpretation of the Vedas. So this the Lord has given an instruction to Lord Shiva. Therefore, Lord Shiva came as Shankaracharya and he propagated the Mayavad philosophy. So Lord Shiva informed Goddess Durga, the superintendent of the material world, in the age of Kali, I take the form of a Brahmana and explain the Vedas through false scriptures in an atheistic way, similar to Buddhist philosophy. So therefore, Mayavad is called as, what is that term we saw? Mayavad is called as covered form of Buddhist philosophy. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became very much astonished upon hearing this. He became stunned and said nothing. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told him, do not be astonished. Actually, devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the highest perfection of human activity. So what after Buddha, he established the Buddhist philosophy and he said, do not follow the Vedas, because he wanted to stop animal killing. And then people stopped meat eating No, and therefore now they're able to understand spirituality. Then came Shankaracharya in the then came Lord Shiva in the form of Shankaracharya, and he preached the Mayavad philosophy, which was also like the Buddhist philosophy, but it is covered form of Buddhist philosophy, because Buddhist philosophy focuses on voidism, which I already explained before, and Mayavad philosophy preaches on the third aspect of the absolute truth. He only brings in the Brahman effulgence, but he is not preaching about the Paramatma realization and the Bhagavan realization, which is the more advanced. So, the Mayavad philosophy and Buddhist philosophy are very much similar to each other. Only thing that in the Mayavad philosophy, he is bringing in the Brahman effulgence, the third aspect of the absolute truth. So, therefore, Mayavad is called as a covered form of Buddhist philosophy. Is it clear?
Yes, Mataji. Basically, I understood that Buddhist philosophy go to the level of Brahma Jyoti, and Mayavadi philosophy goes the level up, which is Brahman effulgence philosophy.
No. In Buddhist philosophy, there is no question of any feature of the absolute truth. They only focus on voidism, which means we have to stop our material activities. There is no aspect of spirituality in voidism in Buddhist philosophy. And
No,
Mayavad
so
philosophy brings in the Brahma Jyoti, the third aspect of the absolute truth.
but Buddhism sounds similar to Brahma Jyoti, because in Brahma Jyoti also there is no material activity.
In Brahma, yeah, but there is that Brahma Jyoti is the light coming from Krishna's body. So that is one aspect of the absolute truth. But in the Buddhist philosophy, there is only voidism. They only focus on stopping material activities, but they don't talk about any aspect of the absolute truth. It's not spoken anywhere by Buddha. So it is, Prabhupada said that they are atheistic philosophy. They don't bring in any feature of the absolute truth in the Buddhist philosophy. Their focus is ahimsa, peace, non-violence, but they are not talking about any aspect of the absolute truth in the Buddhist philosophy. So Buddhist philosophy is voidism, and Mayavad philosophy is Brahman effulgence. Okay?
Yes, Mataji. So one is not atheist.
One is what?
One is atheist. Buddhist philosophy is atheist, more lean toward being atheism, and Mayavadi philosophy is not atheist, because they are already up to the level of Brahman effulgence.
Yeah, they are only up to the level of Brahman effulgence. That is a third aspect. But higher than that is the other two aspects. No, so they are only bringing the third aspect. That's all.
Thank you,
Yeah, let's
Mataji.
see. We have Hari's hand raised.
Thank you, Mother. So one thing is, so basically you're saying that Buddhism, they prohibit meat eating then?
Yes.
But to my knowledge, all the countries which has embraced Buddhism in at least in Southeast Asia, I think they eat meat, right? So that then you are saying the people who follow Buddhism in the South, they don't follow the crux of the Buddhism, then the principles of Buddhism.
Yeah, because everything has become corrupted. No, which religion is following the principles according to how they should follow it? So Buddhism actually preaches non-violence, preaches vegetarianism, but if they are not following, it means they are not following the principles.
Okay.
But that's not the preaching of Buddhism. Buddhism preaches no meat eating.
Yeah, because at least in Hinduism, I know at least small section of people who follow vegetarianism, but I think in countries who follow Buddhism, I think everybody eats meat and some kind of junk food, which is very tough to explain also.
Yeah, but
In
if you go
Southeast.
to a Buddhist restaurant, a strictly Buddhist restaurant, you will not find any meat in that restaurant.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Okay, fine, maybe. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. Shantaram Latkar, your hand is.
Yeah, I was wondering why would Supreme Person Godhead wants to drive people away from him? Why did he
Good question. Yes. So why did the Supreme Personality of Godhead tell Lord Shiva to misguide the people? Is because he wants to test the sincerity. Those who are sincere will stay, and those who are not sincere, then they will get tempted and they will move away. So this was to test the sincerity of the general population. Does that answer your question? Okay. Aja, your hand is raised again.
So in Buddhist philosophy, we are not merging with the Brahman, right?
Which
That's what you
philosophy?
said. Buddhism, Buddhist philosophy.
Buddhist philosophy, there is no discussion of the. See, there are two things. One is materialism, one is spiritualism. The Buddhists only talk about reducing your material activities. They do not bring in any aspect of God at all. So they are atheists. They are atheists. There is no discussion of any aspect of the absolute truth in Buddhism. Their focus is voidism. Voidism means when everything is controlled, when all your material activities are zero, when there are no simple activities, then everything is zero. Everything is void. But what is that void? And you can't understand what is that void. What is that emptiness? Actually, there is spirituality beyond the material world. This is a spiritual world.
So why God is guiding that like that? Because then people get confused and they are not reaching anywhere, right? They are in vacuum.
Yeah, so see, that's the whole point. Now, every incarnation comes with a particular mission. When Buddha came, he came with the mission to stop meat eating at any cost. So the people were so much engaged in meat eating when one is eating. See, with meat in your stomach, your consciousness is so much affected that one cannot understand the finer points of Shastra. So he said, do not follow the Vedas. So when you do not follow the Vedas, then there is no aspect of God.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I understood. Okay.
You're welcome. Okay. Shailesh, your hand is raised.
Is there any difference between Buddhism and atheism?
Buddhism is atheism. They are following atheism. That's their philosophy. Anything else? Priyanka Jha?
Yes, Mataji, can you please go to the previous slide? Yeah, in the last third line, it is said that complete merging is the defect of killing the self. So, please correct me if I am wrong. Killing the self is meaning the losing our own identity, because identity only matters when we are doing some work. We are known by what work we are doing. So killing the self means we are losing our identity, but not the existence.
Yeah. So what happens is, what is our identity? Actually, we are eternal servants of the Lord, right? And when we merge into the Brahma Jyoti, then we are not serving the Lord. We are only existing. That's what it means. We maintain our individuality. The soul will never lose its individuality, even in the Brahma Jyoti. It maintains, just like how the seeds of the watermelon, when you slice a watermelon, there are seeds, right? So the seeds are one with the fruit, but still the seeds are maintaining their individuality. They have not lost their individuality. So when the soul merges into the Brahma Jyoti, the soul maintains its individuality, but because it's not rendering active seva, service to the Lord, therefore the eternal position of the soul as the eternal servant. There we are not realizing our service. We are not serving the Lord. That's what it means.
Yes, Mother, thank you. I want one more question. You explained, you said the statement but I did not hear because that about what Acharya explained why Balram was surprised. Can you please repeat that? Why Balram was surprised?
Balaram was thinking when he saw this demon was expanding himself, he thought that if this demon is here with me, then there's probably another demon with Krishna. And that's why he killed Pralambāsura.
Thank
So
you,
he's thinking that there is another demon with Krishna over there, like that. Okay.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Okay, with this, by the mercy of Sri Guru and Sri Krishna, we come to the end of today's presentation. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Can I also ask you a question about Sayuja Mukti?
Yes.
So the Mukti where you merge into Krishna's body, it's called Sayuja Mukti. And then what happens to your soul there? It dies or something? It is no more in existence? Like at the moment you just explained just now, that in Brahma Jyoti you are individually existing there. because you're in Brahma Jyoti, but there's no service there because you have declined the service of God and you've gone to Brahma Jyoti. But now then, so in the case of Sayuja Mukti, when you enter the body of Krishna and then you are given Sayuja Mukti, what happens to your soul? Does it die? Is it inactive? Is it in sleep mode?
No, the soul never dies. The soul never loses its individuality. The soul always continues to exist. So what happens when one is merged in the Brahma Jyoti? Because there is no service, then the soul falls down again because the soul is bored. How long can one exist without doing any work? No, we have given this example before that we go to work, we receive a salary. Now, the boss may say, you don't have to come to work. I will give you the salary every month. We may accept the offer. Very nice, fantastic. But if the boss says, you do nothing at all, you receive the salary, but you do nothing at all, can we do that? Can we accept that offer? No, because something we have to do. Something we have to do, right? So the nature of the soul is that the soul is active. The soul is active. So when the soul is only existing in the Brahma Jyoti and there is no activity to do, then the living entity gets bored and he falls down again in the material world. And then the soul again engages in seva, or ideally should engage in seva and then get an upgrade, go from the lower aspect of the absolute truth to Paramatma realization or to Bhagavan realization, like that.
No, but my question is not about Brahma Jyoti. I was using that as an example. My question is about merging inside the body of Krishna. So when you merge, it's called the Sayut Mukti, which is very undesirable from the devotees of Krishna.
Same thing happens. No, doesn't matter where you are merging, but if you are merging and there is no opportunity to serve, then one falls down again.
Okay, so once if it's a Yujya Mukti and the Yujya Mukti allows you to enter the body of Krishna, and that means that your soul doesn't die.
The soul never dies. Doesn't matter what the situation is. The soul never dies.
I was told by one very elevated person in the Sayujya Mukti, when one's soul enters the body of Krishna where there is no work, the soul does not want work, he just wants to completely, he's so frustrated from this material world that he just wants to now just finish its soul. So it emerges, God gives you Sayujya Mukti. Sayujya Mukti means you enter, the soul enters the body of the God, and it dies there. It is sleep or it is inactive. That's not correct, correct?
Bhagavad Gita clearly states that the soul never dies. Krishna says that. It's very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita, the soul never dies.
Okay, so when in Sayujya Mukti, when one soul comes inside Krishna, it is then inactive or something, or asleep?
Inactive, yes, because there is no activity for the soul. So when you say that there is no activity, the soul is not engaging in any activity, then you can say that it's inactive. So, but then what do you do there? You're existing, but what do? You get bored, so you will fall down.
No, but you're not in the Brahma Jyoti, inside the body of Krishna.
Yeah, but if there is no activity, doesn't matter where the soul is existing. If there is no activity for the soul gets bored and the soul will fall down. Doesn't matter where.
Sayujya Mukti, okay. Okay, I'm under the influence in Sayujya Mukti. You enter the soul enters the body of Krishna, never rebirths again, never takes rebirth again. That's not correct, correct?
See, the point is, doesn't matter where the soul is.
I
If
get
there
the
is
part
no
where
activity for the soul will fall down.
Okay.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Shailesh, you have your question. You have your hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to see, because Buddhism is atheism. So then, if Shankaracharya came after Buddhism, then why does the Supreme Personality of Godhood say, "Take away people from me"? Because actually speaking, even if you consider Mayavad is one step towards the Lord, right? Not away. If you're stepping from Buddhism to Mayavad. So I didn't get that.
Because Shankaracharya gave a misinterpretation of the Shastras. That's why. Okay, because he gave this misinterpretation of the Shastras. Therefore, people were moving away from spirituality. And why? Because the Lord wanted to test the sincerity of the souls. But Shankaracharya on his deathbed, he said something very, very important. What was that? He said, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam, Mudhamate. He said you have to chant the holy name of Govinda. Mudhamate means, oh fool. So that is actually the final and the real instruction of Shankaracharya, because he said that before he passed away. No, but throughout his lifetime, he was preaching the Mayavad philosophy, but again, upon the instruction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he was doing the service, he was just carrying out the instruction. But on his deathbed, he said that it's a very famous bhajan. You must have heard of it.
I also heard that his mother specifically requested on her deathbed to, I want to see Krishna.
Oh, fantastic. Interesting. Anything else?
Mataji, sorry, just one more question. How old were Balram and Krishna in this episode?
They have not yet reached 7 years. They are in their 6th year.
Thank you, Mataji.
You're welcome. Hare Krishna. Anything else?
Thank you, Ati Srinam Mataji. Koti Koti Dandavat Pranam. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Sisi Radha Gopinath ki Jai. Anand Koti Dandavat Pranam to Ati Chai Pataka Maharaj. Thank you, Radhe.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Okay then, so see you all next week if Krishna so sanctions. Till then, have a nice week in Krishna consciousness. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Next week we will not have class because next Sunday is Radhashtami, the most auspicious appearance day of Srimati Radharani. And I have some services in the temple. So I will not be able to have this Krishna book class. So I will see you in 2 weeks from now if Krishna so sanctions. Okay. And please have a nice festival. Please go to your ISKCON temple and celebrate the appearance day of Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada said that Radhashtami is more important than Janmashtami. Okay, because Krishna is Madana Mohana. He is the attractor of thousands of cupids. But Srimati Radharani is Madana Mohana Mohini. She is that personality who attracts the attractor of thousands of cupids. So Prabhupada said that Radhashtami is more important than Janmashtami. Janmashtami is only an indication, a reminder that Radhashtami is coming up soon. So prepare yourself. Okay. So please try and celebrate Radhashtami. We fast till 12 noon. We fast till 12 noon for Sri Radhashtami. So it's very simple fast, not difficult till 12 noon, but you can reap unlimited benefits, unlimited. We cannot even imagine how much benefit we get by fasting for Sri Radhashtami. So I hope you can follow fast till 12 noon, and I will see you from 2 weeks from now, if Krishna so sanctions. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank
Hare
you.
Bol.
Hare Krishna.
I'm not able to leave. Oh, how can I?
Yes, Aja, you have something to say?
No, yeah, I'm not able to, I was not able to get that button for leave meeting. I'm sorry.
What you want? What you?
I couldn't find the button to leave a meeting. There is a button, right?
Ah, okay. No, I will end the meeting now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Hari Bol.
Take care, Madaji. Thank you so much for
Hare
all
Krishna,
the
Hari Bol.
inspiration. Thanks.